We are coming to the end of the flash sale on the holiday haul with Top Don, and I've been getting flooded with questions on, do I need the 600 or do I need the 900? What's the difference and does it cover my vehicle? Well, let's talk about that. So 12 hours left on the flash sale here. So the big difference between these two models here being the 600 and the 900 is Bluetooth and bi-directional, and the 600 has free lifetime updates. So when I talk about these two here, they both are very similar when you look at the warning light library. They're both going to cover things like your oil pressure, your check engine light, your EPS, DPF resets, oil pressure, hey, your check engine light, neutral safety switch, your battery charging, your transmission. So they're both going to cover your things like your engine, your trans, your SRS, and your ABS. So all four of your major components there in your vehicle, but then you're going to add those different hot resets that are added with it. So from that point, this one being free lifetime updates, one touch button there. This one here, you're going to have updates for 2 years, and after the second year, then you got 120 on the year. But with that comes the bi-directional Bluetooth unit. So this unit actually has a VCI that plugs directly into the OBD2 port, and now you have a connection that's wireless, so you can walk around the vehicle 33 feet and you can do your diagnostics. And bi-directional means that you can send the signal to honk the horn, and it'll receive that command and send it back to you by honking the horn, and that way you can check for us. Do have a faulty wire, faulty component. You can do your diagnostics much quicker and easier. So with this one here, you don't have that VCI, and with that, you keep it plugged to your OBD2 port. You run that scan and you find the fault, and then you address that fault, come back and rescan it. So this right here, if it's important to you to have that Bluetooth capability to be able to walk around, having the unit in your hand, testing and so forth, the 900 is a unit for you, but it comes with a yearly subscription with that, which is 120 on the year. So if you want to cover your four major systems here, and you want to make sure that you're covering those diesel options with the free lifetime updates, this right here, 600, is your model. So when you compare the two as far as the screen size, you've got a 5-inch touchscreen, and over here you've got an 8-inch touchscreen. Now the 900 is going to have a much larger battery life, and in between uses, I would charge the 600 multiple times before I charge this 900. So real time, this right here is going to give you 12 hours of run time to walk around the vehicle, do your diagnostics with it, doing your checks, and you don't have to worry about the battery life laying down on you. But they both have a monitor to let you know as far as the battery indication and what's going on with that. And another big question will be, far as my vehicle, does it cover my vehicle? And when you look at that DPC, the repair guide, it's going to give you a breakdown of those vehicles, and that's going to cover your, Dodge, Eagle, Ford, your Humvees, the Lincoln, Mitsubishi, the Saabs. It's just going to go Volvo, Land Rover. That was a question recently. Yeah, the Land Rover is on there, so it covers many of those things that your typical vehicles. So you're talking over 67 different vehicle brands, which is over 10,000 vehicle models there. So they're going to cover a wide range of those models. So in addition to the differences here, this right here is going to give you a faster operating system. It's going to give you, again, that larger battery life, larger touch screen. So you also have a few other functions on the top of this. Now this one, you can still do your screenshots and so forth, but it's just inside the screen itself as far as how you access it, and you can manually move that to the front page. That way you can just press that screenshot at any given time. Now the 900, you actually have a button that's dedicated directly to that, so you can screenshot, and you also have a few other connections such as your HDMI ports, so you can run to an external monitor, your charger. You've got a USB-C, that way USB-A, that way you can load information onto the setup here, as well as your hard line. Now you can also run, as far as a headphone jack, that way if you're on the internet and you're watching some type of a show and you don't want, hey, it gives you that capability, that free range there. So when it comes down to it, this one here is a pretty nice setup. The 900, again, it's much quicker, but it's going to cost you on that 2-year. But the big question that comes up is, what if I don't pay that subscription? Well, you keep all your current OBD2 functions, so you'll plug that VCI directly into the port, and you'll maintain those functions. And later, when you decide that, hey, I want to upgrade, you just pay your yearly subscription at that point. Versus the 600, a one-touch button, and you are updated. So this one right here, as far as your battery life, is going to give you a little bit more option as far as the visual with that. And with that, it's just overall, it's much friendlier when it comes to those bigger specs and folders. And when you look at far as resets and doing things along the lines of live data, freeze frames, saving those reports, email them to the shop. So when it comes down to that, this right here is going to be a larger operating system, but overall they're going to do very similar options here. It's just a matter of this one right here does not have Bluetooth, free monthly, free lifetime updates. This one right here is going to cost you if you decide to do the update. So these two right here, again, it's a flash sale, it's the end of the holiday haul, and hopefully this helps you to make a decision on which one's right for you. But check it out, the link down below. And if you need more resets than the 900, we can look at the Pro as well as the Nano if you want to start cutting keys and things like that. So there's going to be a link down with all these right here in the model. But if you don't have a diesel model, you may not need the 600. Then that 500 will probably be your best bet. So check it out, the link down below, guys. Save this for a later date when the time is right, and maybe this is valuable to you. So drop me a like, let me know if this was valuable, or a comment if you'd like to learn more about the Top Don series here. Thank you, guys.